from the First Street Studios in South Tampa, Florida, it's time for another round of Last Call 76 with your host, Dan, Jay, and behind the camera, the one and only Jess.
After 17 long, grueling weeks, Dan, in what has been the most bizarre season of my lifetime, 40-some-odd years of being an NFL fan, it's time for Super Wild Card Weekend.
The best.
The best. I don't know what makes it super. I feel like I'm playing a video game on my old Sega Genesis back in the 1990s. But the second Super Wild Card Weekend starts today. And boy, do we have a doozy of a first-round matchup kicking off the festivities. A couple of Cinderella teams.
Absolutely.
You got the Houston Texans, who went from perennial dumpster fire for the last couple of seasons to now, dare I say, the darling of the National Football League, AFC South champions, new head coach, new starting quarterback. One of the hottest teams in the National Football League taking on the Cleveland Browns. To be honest, Dan, everybody's favorite dumpster fire on a normal season. And Joe Flacco.
Of all people
coming off the couch. May I remind you, Joe Flacco of Baltimore Ravens fame. Coming off the couch, saving the Browns season and leading them to the playoffs. That'll kick things off here in just a little under a few hours' time.
Yes.
What's your perspective on this game, Dan? What is your tail of tape and what is your prediction?
So here's my opinion on it, and I'll be honest with you, Cleveland Browns have, I guess you would say, saved their season by a former Ravens quarterback, Joe Flacco. They pulled him out of the freezer, threw him in the microwave, hit the defrost button, and here we are. The guy was literally irrelevant to the league on the practice squad for a while. They elevated him twice.
Yeah.
And then finally they had to sign him. The NFL rules, right? And now there's an opportunity for Cleveland to go into Houston and do the unthinkable when you think about it. However, you're facing a very motivated D'Amico Ryans and C.J. Stroud that, in my opinion, is the rookie of the year for sure and the coach of the year. And if they get snubbed on that from the Cleveland Browns coach, help me with his name.
Kevin Stefanski.
Say it again.
Kevin Stefanski.
Everybody, I want you to hear that because let's be real. They weren't that bad. He was the coach of the year 4 years ago.
Couple.
I think it was 3 or 4 years ago.
When they made the playoffs and won the first playoff game with Baker.
Here's my point. You bring D'Amico Ryans in, former NFL player, leaving the Shanahan coaching tree, comes into Houston and totally flips the organization from 3 wins last year. We predicted, or I did, was that one me or you? Or we both?
Yeah, we both predicted that.
We said they were going to be a 10-7 football team.
On the dot.
On the dot. And you know what? Those guys, when you come into this game, the fans are going to be amazing. No doubt about it. You're going into Houston. This is like bringing back the memories of the Houston Oilers with Dan Pastorini, Billy White Shoes Johnson, on top of that, Earl Campbell. I mean, this is significant. This is much-watch TV to me because you always pull for the underdog. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not a Houston fan at all. I was an Oiler fan. I used to love it because I was living in Dallas. But I'm so excited for this matchup because I don't know that Cleveland gets a free pass today. What do you think?
Who really is the underdog in this game, though?
There really can't.
Because you got the Browns. I mean, they've been the perennial punching bag for so long now, Dan. I know they made the playoffs a couple of years ago, but that was considered a mirage. Then you got the Texans, who had everything that could have gone wrong for them, completely fell apart. And here's a couple of interesting storylines for you. Deshaun Watson traded to the Browns that really precipitated this rebuild for Houston. All that draft capital that Houston got in return. By the way, where's Watson now? Oh, that's right. His derriere's on the injured reserve for the year, and it's 39-year-old Joe Flacco, father time starting. So, Houston really owes a debt of gratitude to the Browns. And by the way, here's a possible boot for your season to end. And C.J. Stroud, we all know where he played college. He played college football right down the road in Columbus, Ohio. I mean, to me, this is going to be a very intriguing matchup. If I were to make a prediction, Dan, if this game were played in Cleveland on the road, I would like the Browns' chances a lot more.
100%.
Because you got 100%. The team that's built to play indoors going into outdoor situations where it's nasty, it's cold, it's bitter. That dog pound is a miserable place to play in. Houston got a lot of lucky bounces, namesakely the epic collapse of the Jacksonville Jaguars. They get a home game. And here's some points for facts. The Texans have never lost their first playoff game in franchise history.
That's true.
They've won They've won at least one playoff game every time they've been in the playoffs. There is something about C.J. Stroud and D'Amico Ryans that is special to me. What Stroud did as a rookie is unbelievable.
Well, it hasn't been done, not to interrupt you.
Please.
But let's put some facts out there. It's been like 10 years since the last rookie coach and the last rookie quarterback have made it this far. And we're talking Andrew Luck and
Chuck Pagano.
Chuck Pagano, right? Unfortunately for his health, I hope he's doing okay. But it's been that long. It's been a decade. This is uncharted territory for the most part. And I'm telling you right now, mark my words on this, I have got to go Houston by 4. I have to. And the reason is D'Amico Ryans will have that team playing at a level we've never seen of a brand new team, essentially, coming off 3 wins last year.
Yep.
Now we're at 10-7. They have nothing to lose. And that becomes the most dangerous team in the world. They've already proven their point.
Absolutely.
He's probably going to get snubbed for Coach of the Year, which is an embarrassment, in my opinion, because you're taking a guy that was the offensive coordinator from the 49ers, or defensive coordinator from the 49ers, and turn that entire organization, the culture, the believability, the fan base, a likable guy, a beautiful human being. What more can you ask for somebody to come in and change the script? That the NFL wasn't expecting this. We all thought it was Jaguars. And all of a sudden now, we're looking at the Houston Texans as a potential. If they get through today with fair weather in the Dome, we're looking at a potential deep run here. And that's not exaggeration. I mean, this is when you take a bunch of young kids and give them the believability that they can win. Yeah. And I'm going to be the coach here today and say, we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to do something so amazing and so beautiful that we may never get this chance again. So die on your swords and your shields today, right?
Right.
Put everything into the game and do what we do, and that's win football games. That's my last point.
Amen to that. And Stroud brought that winning mentality.
Absolutely.
Played at a high level in California in high school football, which people that don't know, we're in Florida. We know that level. It's a different level. It's different level of high school football. He played in L.A. High level, played in the Big Ten. I know you have your own opinions of the Big, but let's be honest. If you play in the Big, you're not playing against ham and eggers mostly. You're playing against, top of the line.
The end of the season anyway.
End of the season anyway. The guy is battle tested. D'Amico Ryans, former Houston Texan. He was there during the winning years with J.J. Watt. This is a team that had one-and-done coaches back-to-back years. The morale was in the commode, okay, with the way Deshaun Watson was, his exit was anything but pleasant. It was acrimonious. Even Hopkins, his trade, it was a downward spiral in Bill O'Brien's last few years there, and it's been since. Ryans came in and said, listen, forget it, it's done. And he's completely turned this franchise around. And you said it best, though. We could start, this could be, you may never get this chance again, or we could be starting something very special. It starts today. I'm with you. I think Houston wins. I think it's going to be close because I think this Browns team has no quit in them. But I'm picking Houston by a field goal.
So 3?
3.
4. I've been good all year, Jessica. You got to admit it, man. I've been like 91% on my predictions. I'm not a gambler, but I should have been this year. So I think we're going to wrap it here. Moving on. Thanks a lot. If you guys got some time, subscribe, follow our site. We're getting a lot of big ratings. I think we're at 170,000 views last month.
Yeah.
So we're picking up. All your support helps. Thanks for Jessica for doing her job, making our production look amazing. Thank you very much. Everybody have a good day. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. This episode of Last Call was brought to you by SJP Snapshots and Minx Inc. Clothing and Apparel.